everybody, welcome back. We have our next guest, Amanda Palmer. Amanda, who do we have with you today?
We have Ava, which is our 2-year-old daughter.
Oh, hi Ava. She's the cutest little thing, and she is running around your shop all the time. So tell us about your roots with Louisville.
So our roots basically started when we moved there, when we got married in 2015. We have always been local to Louisville growing up in the Marlington area, but for whatever reason we were drawn to Louisville when we got married, and now it makes a lot of sense why we were called to Louisville for our shop.
And what is your shop called?
Our shop is called Palmer Market, and it is a home decor and antique shop. We have a lot of seasonal items and a little bit of apparel and some jewelry in there as well.
It's so cute, and if you're lucky enough when Ava's there, you get to see her running around. She's so adorable. So tell us a little bit about the story of how the Palmer Market became.
So Palmer Market originally started in Minerva in the fall of 2018 in a garage behind my husband's office. So we started very small in a garage, and I was pregnant with Ava at the time. And then a few months after we started in Minerva, we were approached about an opening in front of the brewery in Louisville, and so we actually agreed to do that shortly after I had given birth to Ava, which was a little scary, but we are so glad that we did it because it was a huge opportunity and a much better location than where we were previously. So we demoed the spot because it originally was a tanning salon before we moved in there. So we spent the summer of 2019 demoing it and painting it and getting it set up for the layout that we were looking for. And then we opened in October of 2019 when the brewery opened. So we had our opening day in October, and there we are today.
Here we are today. So the brewery we're talking about is Unhitched, so we are going to be doing a lot of stuff out of there. We love Unhitched, so we're super excited. So what are some challenges that you kind of faced with bringing the business to Louisville?
I would say our biggest challenge that stands out to me is that we were forced to close down last spring. So not only was it a challenge, but it was just discouraging, having just spent so much time preparing and opening and then having to close and not really knowing when we were going to reopen or if we would survive that stagnant period. But what came out of that was we do our social media sales. So we started doing that while we were closed, just to kind of keep us in people's minds and know that we were still planning on being open when we could reopen. So about a month after we had to close, we just posted a handful of items on sale one day on our social media accounts, kind of as a flash sale. And I remember I posted them on a Monday afternoon, and all evening I had people commenting or contacting me wanting to buy something. And so that weekend we did like a curbside pickup type thing where we just had everyone's bags with their names on them outside of our door, and you could just come pick it up and stay in your car. So it was a safe transaction and everything. And we still do that today. So it was really encouraging to see all the support then, and people still like doing those curbside pickups today. So we do them weekly still.
It's amazing, what a lot of us had to curve and pivot with COVID and everything last year, and I'm hoping that this will be a thing of the past and we don't have to mention it anymore.
I apologize for mentioning it.
No. But I mean, it's a really, you're starting a business right before all of it. Cheryl, our previous women of Louisville, she had the same thing. It's like, starting it right before everything happened. And it's so awesome to still see that a lot of you guys still surviving and everything. And it's been really fun watching everybody and what the things that we could do. And it's like, we never knew we could do things like this. And then now we were forced to, and it's like, all right, well, we got this.
Right. It pushed us a little out of our comfort zone, but in good ways, so.
So what do you think is what are your favorite accomplishments that you like to talk about?
I would say doing those flash sales online, doing those social media sales. Yes. And one of our biggest accomplishments, which doesn't really seem like a big deal, but to us it is we set up all of our items to have a barcode with a scanner, and for checkout purposes it makes it a lot smoother because we started so small that we were manually doing everything, kind of like a garage sale. And it just got to the point where that was not working anymore. And it was a big undertaking to get everything coded, which when you go into a department store or grocery store, it just seems natural to have that, obviously. But for us, it was a big deal. And it was also just humbling to see that it was a need that we had now that we have grown as much as we have grown. So that is a big accomplishment to us.
So if you had to tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
I would say that regardless what I did prior to this, like I went to school to be an accountant and I graduated with that degree, I held back on this for a long time because I felt almost like I was judging myself, like, well, you went to school to be an accountant, you need to be an accountant because that's what you were set out to do. And while I loved that, this is what I was meant to do. So I would say regardless, even if you're twice my age and you're in a career that you got an education or went to training for, do whatever the hobby is that you kind of put on the back burner, because it's well worth it, and it shouldn't always seem like work, even though I know a ton of people say that you should love your job and it shouldn't be considered work, but it is so true, because this is a home to me, and it is my other baby, and it's very fulfilling. Yeah, so I would say to go for it.
Ava's growing up in the store.
She is, which is why she's here too, just because
she's a big part of it.
Yeah, she's a big part of it, and she's truly been with us since the beginning of this starting, so it is a home to her too. So.
It's so cool to be able to see that and see everyone, and then just to see like Louisville in general like coming back to life, and it's really cool to see the storefront and everything, and it's always like fun with a different season, so a nice little brighten of the main street and everything. But I can't wait to see like what else comes in with Louisville and everything, and what we have going on. And Umbrella Alley is right there. There's just so many awesome things in that area, so it's super cool that you were able to open up there and move from Minerva. So
we are honored to be a part of the community.
Well, thank you, Amanda, for stopping by.
Thank you.
Please check out Palmer Market. Check out Ava. Make sure you say hi. She will wave back, I promise.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see you on the next one.